Before we get into the video, I want to review Mac's mantra. I review this and repeat every day. Now, sometimes I fail, but at least I'm failing forward. Picked this up from mentors over the years, added to it. It works for me. I keep it on my desk, have it in my wallet. So number one, walk with the wise and become wise. Hang out with people that are going to challenge you, that are intelligent. If not, get rid of them. Courage is a muscle. Number two, courage is hard. Got to keep pushing for that every day and try and be courageous. And number three, the world is not driven by greed. It's driven by envy. Keep envy out of your head. Number four, jealousy ruins the world. Wish the best for people, even your competitors. It was hard for me early in my career, but I'm a better person now for doing it. And number five, it's okay to not be okay sometimes. And number six, a big one for me, drop the disguise. Don't be taking pictures in jets and yachts and saying they're yours. Okay, everyone fakes it till they make it a little bit, but come on now. Number seven, you don't need all this damn diversification everyone talks about. 4 or 5 assets is enough. And number eight, to hell with pretentiousness, expenditure. There's not much happiness in it, people. Number nine, what makes life interesting, is you don't know how it's going to work out. It's to climb up the mountain. That's fun, not just hanging out at the top. That's boring. And number 10, tell me what your problem is, and I'll try to make it more difficult for you. Got it? Number 11, who the hell needs a Bugatti watch so you can get mugged for it? Come on. To everyone who finds that, their current personal and business life is hard and difficult and maybe somewhat confusing, well, guess what, ladies and gentlemen? Welcome to adult life. Okay, here we go. The White House Friday unveiled a new framework on regulating digital assets, including cryptocurrencies, which includes increased oversight and exploring the creation of a potential digital U.S. dollar, marking the Biden administration's most significant effort yet to establish a policy to regulate crypto assets. So the White House outlines plan to regulate cryptocurrencies. So here's what you need to know, guys, about this. I told you it was coming in 2 videos about 6 months ago, 7 months ago. Did some videos on Biden executive orders. And I will include those videos at the end and a link for another video I did on cashless society video. I did that roughly about 9 months ago. So they have been watching this very closely and planning it for years, guys. Make no mistake about it. And they're watching the Bitcoin space and the crypto space. So the White House Friday, on a nice Friday, Friday evening, right before the weekend, no one's watching, unveiled a new framework on regulating digital assets. So, like I said, they've been laying the groundwork for this for a long time. Trust me on that. So they're acknowledging the risks faced by crypto consumers. The framework urges the Security and Exchange Commission. So they're going through all the right channels. The SEC and Commodity Futures Trading Commission, the CFTC, to aggressively pursue probes into unlawful practices. So the framework also asks the Federal Trade Commission, that's the FTC, and the Consumer Financial Protection Bureau, the CFPB, they got everyone involved to redouble their efforts to deal with consumer complaints against deceptive practices by crypto companies. So in order to prevent the use of crypto for money laundering and financing terror, President Joe Biden, some people say you mean Barack Obama, who's planning he's writing the checks. So they proposed the expansion of the Bank Securities Act, the BSA, to include cryptocurrencies. They're going to include that in there now, and tokens, NFTs even. So the Treasury Department is conducting an illicit finance risk assessment, and they've been doing it for a long time on decentralized finance platforms, so DFI. And a separate one on NFTs. They're going to get in the NFTs. Those are expected to be completed, they said, by February 2023 and July 2023, respectively. So One of the framework's most significant proposals is assessing the creation, this is key, guys, of a U.S. central bank digital currency or digital U.S. dollar, an area in which China was initially testing and beta testing in 4 cities. They've made significant progress, and we want to mirror what they're doing. They may enable faster and simpler cross, transactions, border transactions among countries in an effort to make the digital economy more equitable. So the framework calls for the expanded adoption of instant payment services and the establishment of regulatory policies for non-bank payment platforms. So in a statement issued by the White House National Economic Council Director Brian Dees and National Security Advisor Mr. Jake Sullivan said the framework intends to position the U.S. to play a leading role, in the innovation and the governance of digital assets. Government's going to get involved and save you. They want to get involved in that digital assets ecosystem at home and abroad, the U.S. So, and in a way that protects consumers, is consistent with our democratic values, and advances U.S. global competitiveness, they added. So that's beautiful that the White House is seeking continued engagement with allies, of course, and partners of these issues, which will reinforce, the U.S. technological and financial leadership globally. Sounds all warm and fuzzy. So the way they structure this and got all these different departments involved, the Treasury will work closely with financial institutions to identify and mitigate cyber vulnerabilities, while other financial agencies like the Environmental Protection Agency and the Department of Energy will be tasked with examining the environmental impact of digital assets like cryptocurrencies. So Friday's announcement, Friday again, remember that, comes after Biden issued an executive order back in March asking multiple federal agencies to examine the risk opportunities of digital assets like cryptocurrencies and prepare reports based on their findings. They've been doing it long before that. And I have intel on the inside of people that are actively involved in San Francisco and London. So after explosive growth in the last 2 years, 2022 has been a volatile year for cryptocurrencies. Keep buying Bitcoin. I buy it all the way through every week. With the values of the popular tokens plummeting to less than a third of their all-time highs, the collapse of kind of these algorithmic stablecoin, the Terra USD in May caused a market-wide crypto crash. So the value of Bitcoin currently stands a little under 20, 19,864 last time I checked, down more than 1.5% in the past 24 hours. And more than 70% from the all-time high of 68,990. I bought it at 14, and I bought it all the way up to 60. So Ether, one of the world's largest blockchains that powers the ETH, the second largest cryptocurrency in the world, completed an update to its system on Thursday. A big update, the update known as the merge, switches the blockchain and the token to a more environmental friendly mode of operation called, they call it proof of stake. So where token holders can stake a portion of the ETH to validate transactions in exchange for a reward. So, Ether previously relied on proof of work model, where miners could use their computers to perform the complex calculations and validate transactions and ETH tokens. A little more arduous. So, Ethereum argues proof of stake will be far more environmental friendly compared to the energy, bad proof of work method. So, which faces opposition, of course, from the environmental groups who want their kickbacks and lawmakers. So, however, hours after the merge, the SEC chairman Gary warned that staking ETH for returns could bring the transactions under U.S. security laws. So that's where we're at right now. Like I said, I did videos on this. and it's coming to fruition. They're working on this. What does that mean? It means government is more involved in the money. They're going to control it. They're going to know where everything's going. They're going to know where everything's going. I'm all for the IRS and agents and monitoring. I pay my taxes, and but 87,000 IRS agents, like I said, that goes hand in hand with this. You got billionaires. There's less than 1,000. Have a team of lawyers and accountants. Will get around that. They're not going to go after the billionaires. They're going to go after small businesses and small people. And we need checks and balances. But you're going to go after someone that makes 50 grand a year, 200 grand. Where are you going to get that money? I mean, it's got to be even Steven, and 1,200. It's like 1,200 new agents per state. It's a lot of agents, and so I'm all for as far as the crypto space goes, and like any space, there is issues with fraud and laundering money and these things. But are you going to get rid of the dollar? Are you going to have a Fed coin? Is it all going to if you really study this, and I've studied this. And where this is going and what it means. I mean, you're going to switch over your bank account and you have your stock portfolio, and we'll give you 60 cents on the dollar for that. So just be aware of this and research. It's happening. Like I said in my cashless study, it's a little harder than you think because of the way cash works. But some people would argue the imploding of this economy and crashing the dollar, crash it all and bring in the digital. And kind of looks like where it's going if you follow the global markets, what's going on. It's very, very interesting. It's epic times to be alive right now. It's very important to be informed about your portfolio and what you're doing and making the right moves now. This is going to have profound effects on the world economy, the global economy, and the United States, and how you run your portfolios and invest going forward. It's happening. Get ready. Take care.